I replace all the glass. I had posted a picture of this on our pages. I have got it all cut open so I can pull it apart. Now the problem that I run into, and it's not really so much of a problem, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but they had used No-Days-Glaze in here. Okay, I had cut it open whenever I do a zinc repair or brass or copper cane, whatever. I always cut through where it's been soldered before at the intersections, so it's easier to solder to where it's been soldered before than it is to cut a piece off and then find out that you can't get it to take because the solder is really old and your flux isn't good, and etc, etc, etc. I'll even, if I had to just replace one piece, I'd take this whole side off. Now they didn't use the No-Days-Glaze on the inside edges around the outside of it, but they did use it on all the insides. Now the thing with the No-Days-Glaze, it's great until you have to repair one of these things. So how do I get the glass out without totally tearing up the cane? Well, for myself, I'm using, and you know how quickly acetone can evaporate, that's what I'm using here. This is acetone and an eyedropper. Because look, okay, and I think now I also want you to notice that even though this has the inside cuts, these square cuts here, it didn't break there. I broke this getting it apart. I broke the glass getting it apart, and I'm replacing all the glass, so it's kind of a moot point as to where it breaks. But it didn't break here and here and here. It broke here where these jewels are. I think probably what happened is that in the packaging it got slightly bent or dropped. So that was where the major breakage was. But see, with the No-Days-Glaze, there's virtually no strength at all that you get from glazing a window. So what I'm doing is getting and using an eyedropper to get the acetone in there, and you all know how well acetone will help dissolve adhesive, get it to let go. And I can clean out the cane the same way. Okay. But I don't have the cane to replace this, so I'm not going to mangle the crap out of it because it's more important for me to be right. So, let's see. See? I can get it apart. I can clean it up later. Alright? Because like I say, I'm replacing all the glass in it. But without the acetone, this stuff is a teetotal bitch to get off the glass and not destroy the cane in the process. Okay. But that's another reason for me. I don't, No-Days-Glaze sounds like a great idea until you have to repair the damn stuff. Then it's not. It's fine for cabinets and things, but like I say, until you have to repair something that has been used on, okay, it's a giant pain in the tail. Just like this. Well, thank God that acetone evaporates fairly quickly, so I don't have to clean that up. But how much different is this from having to clean the old cement out from an old window, which is a lot messier. So, okay, the acetone helps to let go. So if you run into one of these repairs, and I'll tell you what, I'm not one of these guys that likes to smash the glass and then replace it. Because I'm using this glass for a pattern. Okay? See? And I'm reusing the cane to put the window back together. So I want to keep it. I want to keep it not too mangled either. It doesn't take a lot of skill to mangle the shit out of your window. And occasionally, you know, doing repairs, I've had to, you know, if I couldn't match the cane, sometimes I've had to actually replace all the glass in a window or two here and there and use the existing cane. And I don't know, well, why don't you just go replace everything? Well, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Okay? You don't have it, you don't have it. So I'm not a fan of just tear the hell out of everything and then have to replace it. There are cases yet when you're repainting a window because you have metal fatigue, you know, and it needs to be replaced because it's breaking at all of the intersections, you know, then that's when you have to replace all the lead. But when it's viable, like this, oh, I got a slice in there. Oh, you can tell when you got that acetone, there's a little nick in there somewhere. But you see, so I'm getting it in so it can soak into. Okay? So it can soak into and let go. And like I said, I'm utilizing all of this glass here to make the pattern. See, look at this. Okay? Look at that. See that? Can you see that? No-Days-Glaze. Not my favorite. Not something that I would use because it doesn't have the strength. When you make a leaded glass window, you know, you make a leaded window and then after you're done you putty it and that sets up and that adds extra strength to the fabric of the window itself. Okay? Look at that. That's not any strength in there. Okay, that's just, you know, like I say, No-Days-Glaze sounds like a great idea. A time saver. Okay? But not necessarily the best thing for the window or the structure of the window itself. So, and I can clean all of the stuff out that's left in there by using the eyedropper and flooding the channel, right? And then I can clean it out with a little screwdriver. That'll scrape out. That's not so bad. But that's what I'm in the process of doing. So, okay. So when I get it all cleaned out, then I will cut all new glass and put it all back together with all glue chip. So thank you. God bless. Good night.